Welcome to another edition of Chaplain John with Chaplain John Sayers, featuring special reports and interviews with people doing kingdom ministry in Tulare County and beyond. And now, here's Chaplain John.
Hey, do you ever feel like you need to relax and just kind of kick back, listen to the fountain, be outside? There are times, do you feel plugged up at times? Yeah, that's the thought for the day. What do you do to unplug yourself? How about take a half a bottle of this stuff? That would be great. That'll unplug me. No, I'm not going to do that. But what can we do when we feel unplugged in here? When we feel plugged up in here? Okay. How about we get rest? We need rest. And I'm talking about, there it is, sacred rest. This cat still just wants, this is, by the way, this is one of our, I'm afraid we're going to be adopting another outdoor cat. And this cat just is so friendly. But this is the book I wanted to be sharing about. Yesterday, I had a great interview with Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith on my podcast, which I'm going to do a special podcast series, and it's going to start September 12th, and it's going to, the kickoff is an interview I had with the author. This is such a great book. I do want to encourage you to get the book, and before I even do the podcast, and or get a cat, I don't know, one or the other, because I had a great interview with her, and I'm going to be doing a podcast series on this book, but I wanted to focus in on something, and it's found on page 155. She calls this life's exchange station in this book, Sacred Rest. Get the book. And let me just share a couple of these with you. Physical exchange. She says, are you weary from your work or activities, burdened with the pressures upon you? And then she goes, here's what you can do. Get a cat. No, she doesn't say get a cat. She says, you can do this. You can soak in a warm bath, get a massage, lay yourself down, relax the tension in your body. Enjoy having your hands free to grab hold of the blessings of the rest of your life. And there's a verse, look at Ecclesiastes 4:6, mental exchange. Daily your mind exists, your mind enters into a battle. It wars to stay at peace. It wars to enter into rest. Look at 2 Corinthians 10:4, emotional exchange. When you have anxieties about everything, you have an invitation to exchange. Philippians 4:6-7. Spiritual exchange. Jesus commits himself wholeheartedly to his Father's will and invites us to do the same. Look at Matthew chapter 11, 25-30. God just wants to stay up here. Sensory exchange. Our hope is renewed when we see and we hear from God's perspective. And then look at 1 Kings 19:12, social exchange. Exchange with friends who have the qualities you admire and desire. Proverbs 27:17, creative exchange. When it's difficult to find God in your circumstance, start by looking for him in creation. Oh, there's tons of things in Matthew 6:33. And she ends this by saying, my friends, I pray you're not too busy to accept this invitation. Come to me, and you'll find a deep peace and satisfaction that you can never find elsewhere. I come for you, come to me. And that's how she ends this little chapter. Well, I'm going to do this podcast starting September 12th, and I hope you get the book. You don't need to drink this stuff to get unplugged. A cat might be nice, but God has something great for us. And I think we need to rest, people. I really do. We got some important decisions coming up. Don't make them when you're not getting your sacred rest.